Hey, what's up guys? You got Crave here, and just a short video on my thoughts on the launch for the Legion expansion. And yeah, I was there the moment it launched, and I just really have to say it's a well done thing by Blizzard. Uh, I'm very impressed as compared to what we had for Drenner at launch. I mean, Drenner's launch was pretty good. It's just there were some issues, especially with the garrison, where you had to have server restarts and all that. Uh, Really, the stuff that you would expect in an expansion, a new expansion, didn't really pop up as much here in Legion. And really, no major issues, at least from my observation, except for I think at the very start, the trigger for the Dalaran teleport didn't fire off immediately for me. It's strange because I was also checking it out on my Rogue minutes before the actual launch, but I did see the teleport quest, so I thought, okay, I'd have to switch over to my main and see if it would work, but it didn't. Just like that, I had to wait for a few more minutes. It's strange. A bunch of people were walking around Khadgar just waiting for it, but eventually it did. But it wasn't a big inconvenience. Eventually it did fire off. And the second thing is, well, it's an obvious thing. I noticed the extreme frame rate drop in Dalaran, everyone just being around there. It was a terrible experience, but that is expected. Now, for the third thing, I guess the third issue, minor issue I have is just the waiting time for some of the dead moss you had to tag or kill to complete your quests. And again, maybe that's an expectation, but it wasn't a very long period of waiting anyway. Yeah, so I think those were the only three issues I had. Overall, the launch for Legion was a very smooth one. Very impressive. And with that, with my the last WoW video I did, I think I was deciding on which classes or which tanking class I wanted to go for. I eventually decided for a Demon Hunter and Vengeance, of course, the tanking spec for Demon Hunters. I really hope I'm not going to regret that decision. I know I can always just switch eventually to the off spec or switch to another character like my Prot Warrior or whichever. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with the Vengeance spec for Demon Hunter for a while. And for my starting zone, I went with Azuna. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And that's mainly because my Demon Hunter is a jeweler, has the jewel crafting profession, and a quest pointed me in that zone, so I went there. It's just I'm gonna see all the other zones anyway. It's sort of a requirement for world quests and basically getting more artifact power and knowledge and stuff like that. But yeah, and once you get to the Broken Isles, at least whichever starting area you're on, it appears that the zones aren't as packed with players. Now that could be a good thing, mainly because Blizzard implemented better phasing technology. It could also be due to other players just choosing other zones as opposed to the one I chose. And it could also mean the bad thing where our population numbers are really just that low. Or it was a bad time for other players to log in. So I don't know. I'm just hoping it's not the too bad thing as I mentioned. I'm just hoping it's just a better phasing technology, so it's not as cramped as Drenner or maybe Mop. So yeah, I'm hoping for that. And one thing I also noticed is that I feel that there's just a little bit too much on the killing quests, not too much of the fun type quests. But that could be just in the zone I'm in, which is Azuna, I think. And I still have to try out the regions. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just looking forward to the other regions, the dungeons, powering up my artifact, and seeing my Demon Hunter go up in level. I really hope I don't regret my decision. I would feel the same way if I chose another class. It's just really because of this whole artifact thing. I mean, I appreciate the artifact weapon concept. It's just, it feels right now that a lot of time and resources have to be invested in making sure that the artifact would be leveling up correctly. And yeah, you'd have to devote some time for it, unless you're the player who just sits on his computer all day long. Yeah, you'd really have to hope that you made the right decision. But anyway, it's been fun. Really impressive launch. Well done for Blizzard. And yeah, so you know what? I have to get back in game and just see more of the Broken Isles and level up my character. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you soon.